It's way too early for this, so I have my coffee. Hello everyone, it's Anai here. Welcome to my room again. It's been a while, again, and yeah, I decided to do my glorious comeback with a song by song, for which I asked you guys if you wanted me to do it for Troye Sivan's Blue Neighborhood or Zayn's Mind of Mine. And you guys decided that I should do Mind of Mine, so it's you who got yourselves into this. I just want to say that these are personal opinions, and whatever they may be, is nothing against Zayn or any of their fans, or is not just to say anything negative about him. I love Zayn. Let's start. Song by Song, it's a segment in which I talk about albums, and I do it song by song. So yeah, pretty much. We shall begin. The first song is Mind of Mine, which is the intro, so I don't really have much to say about that, but it's, you know, high notes and just kind of like this little preview of how the album is going to go. And yeah, it's pretty much very general song, and yeah. The first actual song, or the second track in the album, is Pillow Talk, his first single as a solo artist, and yeah, it's a very sexy song. It's vocally comfortable for him, which is good. It's okay for him. It's something that suits his voice. It's still a very pop song though. It's very catchy. It's very pop, but it's kind of a different pop from the pop of One Direction. The lyrics are very explicit. They're very good also, and you know, the only thing that I could say about it is that it's the same beat throughout all the song, and it tends to get repetitive, but I mean, it's a pop song, so it's kind of normal to have repetitive stuff. And yeah, the next song is It's You, which is his second single, I think. It's a very slow song, and yeah, it's very retro. It has like this vinyl like sound, but it's kind of not quite there. The voice sounds way too distant in comparison with the music. I'm not convinced with the vocals. I mean, I know that Zayn is comfortable singing all of these high and lows, but it doesn't sound like that. You know, it sounds very forced. It doesn't sound organic, and it just sounds off tune. It's the same one beat throughout all of the song again, and it gets boring at one point. There's a point where there's like this piano playing, and I think it feels out of place. It feels like it doesn't belong in the song, and it feels very forced with the voice and the music and everything. It just doesn't feel fluent. The next song is Shady as Fuck. Apparently that's not the name. The next song is Before. Like I said, it's very shady. The lyrics are just shady as fuck, and I don't know if I'm okay with it. It sounds a lot like a mix between The Weeknd and Daft Punk. It's a good rhythm. It's vocally very smooth. It sounds really good. The rhythm is also very smooth and very organic. It feels fluid. There's a good relationship between the voice and the music, so that's okay. It's not bad. Sounds like he is just complaining throughout all of the song. Lyrically, it feels like he's just complaining that he was in a boy band, even though being in that boy band was the thing that opened the doors for him to start his solo career. I mean, I totally think he ought to be grateful for that. The next song is She. It has a good start, but it gets weird as it goes. It's kind of vocally awkward. I don't know, it just feels like he's trying too hard. Yeah, and he's got this problem throughout all of the albums where he's got this one beat and he uses it throughout all of the song, which is kind of a very pop thing to do, but he's not trying to go pop. I think I do think he's got this identity problem because he's trying to be someone that he's not. I think with this album, he's trying way too hard to be cool, and that is not working for him. I mean, props for the high notes. There's a lot of high notes in this album, which is kind of good. It sounds to me at one point like a very Justin Timberlake sound. He's got this problem with the endings of the songs. They just end. You're prepared to keep listening to the song, but it just suddenly ends, and it's kind of not good because it kind of kills your vibe, so it's weird. The next song is Drunk. I don't know. I like the intro. It has a nice beat. It's vocally smooth. It's literally okay. It's a good song, but he's still trying too hard. It gets boring at some point, and at the middle of the song, kind of this smooth transition throughout all of the song, and then you get to the middle of it, and it changes suddenly, and it gets boring. So it's kind of, I don't know. I quite like it. It's not terrible. Is he talking about alcohol? Because the song is called Drunk, but you also can get like this sense of it that he's talking about sex, or he's talking about drugs, or maybe he's drunk of three of them. Also, I'm drinking from him. Look at him. There he is. My One Direction man. Don't care. The next song is Intermission, Flower. I don't have a lot to say about the song because it's just in a language that I don't understand, but it's good. It's kind of good people of color representation. He's a Muslim person, and I think it's good for him to have these kind of songs where he is singing in this language that not all of us understand, but the people that are close to him and the people that just are Muslim or do understand that language would understand, and it's something for them. It's just no representation, and that's good. And yeah, the next song is Rare View. Overall, it's a good song, I think. I don't know. I think the songs in this album are way too short. I don't know if they're way too short, they just end and you feel like they're short. It's hard to get lost in the music, and that's kind of hard for me to say because I am always getting lost in the music. I love music. So for me to have these songs where I just can't disconnect from the world and just be one with the music, it's kind of weird. There's too much going on, always, and it doesn't feel organic. It just feels like you have this beat and you have this guitar or piano, I don't remember what he's at in the song, and you got the voice and you have them separately and you try to smash them together, but it just doesn't mix and it doesn't sound good. He's got a beautiful voice, we all know that. Zayn's got this kind of voice that is just soulful and it's just beautiful, but it's not suiting the song. The review is okay, I guess. It's not terrible. The next song is Wrong. The sound effects in the song sound so cheap and so amateur that it just hurts. I don't think he needs all of these effects in his voice. He already has a beautiful voice. He doesn't need to have all of these things to make it sound weird. I think the best about this song, Wrong, is the mix between Kehlani's voice and his voice. I don't know if you pronounce that name that way, but she's got a beautiful voice, and she does sound organic with the song, with the rest of the song, but Zayn doesn't. It's a nice transition from the verse that she's singing to go back to the song, and then the voice of this girl and the voice of Zayn just mix together so well and create a great duet. Yeah, I like the chorus of the song, it's very catchy, but the ending is way too rough. It just ends. From the verse where the girl is singing to the ending of the song, it's a good song. Everything before that just sucks. I'm so sorry. You guys are gonna hate me. I'm gonna lose all my subscribers and everyone's gonna hate me, and I'm so sorry. The next song is Fool for You. Okay, this one is another kind of balladish song, and this is another thing that I think he needs to improve. He needs to work on his ballads because they get boring. The thing about this song that I just don't quite like is that he's playing around with his voice a lot. It's okay to be a little extra and to play with your vocal notes, it's okay, but there's a point where it gets too much and just you lose the sense of the song. Again, the music, there's a guitar going on somewhere there that just feels out of place. It doesn't belong there, and it's not good. Throughout all of the song it feels very smooth, but there's some points in the song where it feels very forced. The next song is Borders. Again, it's a very forced song, it's just not smooth. It's way too extra with his voice. And I know he's always playful with his voice, and he's been like that since the beginning, but he needs to learn where and when to be extra with his voice. It's a very boring sound again. It's just not. There's a lot of songs in this album that feels like you already listened to them, like they're someone else's. I mean, you have already listened to this whole album in someone else's album. And he's got a huge problem with the endings, and he needs to fix this, because it just ends. It's not a smooth ending. You feel like the song is going to continue and then just ends. And I have a problem with it, because why? The next song is Truth. It's way too boring from the start. And again, it feels like someone else's song. It's very shady again. I think in all this album, he's either talking about his previous relationship or talking about his experience being in this boy band where he never wanted to be. I mean, I get that he's talking about his previous relationship, because I mean, it's just love, you know, you like to talk about love in your albums, but to vent about something that opened the doors for you to be doing what you're doing and just complain about it, straight up complain about it, it's just not good. Be a little grateful, dude. Continuing the song, it just feels like the same song over and over again. It just feels like you're playing like 5 songs simultaneously and they just don't mix together. The next song is Zayn. Again, he's trying to be something that he's not. He's trying to do something with a song that it's not working, and yeah, it's boring. Part of the problem of his vocals in the song is that I think he was high while recording this, because weed needs to be smoked. It kind of damaged your chords, right? So if you try to sing right after you've smoked a little, it's going to show in your voice, and your voice is just going to sound different, and it's not going to sound as good as it would if you were not smoking. The next song is Tío. Feels a lot like the other previous songs. Again, same song over and over again. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again probably. Because of the content of the song, this feels like a fine girl dream, because it's just too sexual. But it just doesn't get to be sexy. The rhythm of it is just not something that turns on people, and I think he was trying to turn someone on with the song, but he just didn't. For a sexy song, you would expect something a little bit more simple that would kind of show off his vocals, his sexy vocals, not the normal vocals, but it just didn't. There's a lot going on, the transitions are not smooth because there are various rhythms throughout the song, but the transition from one of them to the other is not smooth at all. I was so excited about this album, and I was the first one to jump in Zayn's defense when he left the band, and I was like, okay, it's pretty good, he's gonna release albums. Imagine a whole album with that angelic voice, and it's just not working for me. I'm way too disappointed. The next song is Blue. In Blue, it's a vocal disaster. and it's just so sad because he's got such a beautiful voice. The music is okay, the tune is just boring, and he needs to improve his ballad. Zayn's got so much potential vocally for ballads, but I think he needs to improve them. It's not bad that they're boring right now. I mean, it's his first album. It ought to be a little bad. Again, I think he's trying way too hard to be something that he's not. It feels like in someone else's song. It just doesn't feel original, and it's a problem for me. The only good thing I have to say about the song is that the ending is smooth, so yeah, good for that. The next song is Bright. It's just the same song over and over again throughout all of the album, and it's just he's just trying too hard and too much. I mean, what the hell with the vocals? They just feel weird. They just sound weird. I mean, why? But I mean, surprisingly, it's a good song. I mean, I like the song, but it's too forced, and it's just, what the hell with the background vocals? I mean, why? This whole album is not working for me. Okay. I need to relax. I'm about to finish my coffee. The next song is Like I Would. Lyrically, it's a copy of a One Direction song. It's a fun song, it's an upbeat song, it's very commercial. The balance that there is in this song is the balance that I'm talking about in all of the album. There's a nice balance in this song. There's this kind of, it feels organic, it feels fluid, and it's just, the song just flows nicely, and it's just a good song. It's one of the best songs in the album. It's vocally very comfortable and vocally very well worked. I mean, this is the kind of sound that Zayn should be going for. It's one of the best songs in the album. I really like the song. It's very catchy. I mean, you listen to it and you even remember it, and you have this stuck in your head for the rest of the day, and it's a good song. I like it, and yeah. And the last song, yeah, is She Don't Love Me. It's a cool, fun song. Again, it feels like someone else's. I like the lyrics, the rhythm is cool, it's vocally okay, but it's just, it feels distant. The vocals feel distant, feel like if they don't belong in the song at some point. It's not very similar to the others, so that's good. And yeah, it feels retro, but it feels like a fun retro, and it's kind of good that he's going for the sound. It feels fluid, and it's a nice flow throughout all of the song, and yeah, that's about it. I really hope you guys don't see it as me being mad because he left One Direction, because I'm not. I am really happy that he did what he did, and I'm really happy that he is happy now, right now. And but it's just not my cup of tea. It's just not the things that I like to listen to. So sorry. I'm really happy that he's having the success that he's having, but this album is just, I think this album is selling. I'm going to be straight up honest, and I think this album is selling because it's Zayn, and it's the guy that left One Direction, and he's taking advantage of it, which is good. I think he went on and was like, okay, I'm out of One Direction, I need to put out music. I think he should have put a lot more effort into this album, specifically this album, because it was his debut album. It was him presenting this product like, okay, this is me, this is Zayn, this is really Zayn. And this, I mean, it's okay that, I mean, it does feels like, okay, this is Zayn, this is real Zayn, but it feels like a rushed school project that you just wrote the night before. And anyway, if you don't hate me, you can subscribe to my channel. If you like this, remember to hit thumbs up. If you don't like this, please don't attack me in the comments. Let me know what you think of this album. I really want to know. Share this with your friends and family if you think I'm not being brutally honest. And yeah, My social media is in the description below if you want to send any hate to me, or if you want to send any love to me. I would appreciate love. And yeah, that is pretty much it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! Everyone's gonna hate me. I'm gonna lose all my subscribers. Oh my god. Sorry.